Hey Steph, so this is my first informative speech, so the 4 to 6 minute deadline. Anyway, so the modern world is an incredibly competitive place, but what is the one thing that we all desire to possess above all? Well, that would be a reduction in clothing size by two. Too many to count, that is. So, in the industry of weight reduction products is an ever growing, yet out of all of them, are there any products that have actually worked for you? So my main points today are going to focus on how the weight industry promotes ways in which to attain their figure goals with little odds of success, as well as how deadly the process is for people who commit to them. So, going straight into my first point, the modern image we as average people have come to praise is in fact one of the most unhealthy figures that we as humans can possess. And the process in which many people are willing to go through is even more unhealthy than the final result. So according to author Amanda Spake in her article Rethinking Weight, she says, quote, "The amount of pain and suffering one would endure to achieve it would prove only to be worth as much the moments you spend in front of a mirror," end quote. So it has been seen many times that people are simply willing to go to any extent to achieve their figure goals. And this is mostly due to the figures promoted in modern media in the US. With the result being, in culmination between these two things, being an inability to stop until they have achieved the very same figure that they are looking at. All such methods are ways to make the industry money. Also, all of which have been rumored, promised, televised, and advertised to give you the results you wish, but little of them offer actual scientific background to achieve so. But with each purchase of a new product and a new one being released in result of the original product not working, they're making the industry more and more money. Now, how much money do you say? Well, according to Robert Peralta in his article Rethinking Sociologically about the Origin of Obesity in the United States, he says, quote, "Millions of people in the U.S. alone find themselves purchasing products to reduce their weight. About 84 million people in the U.S. today are actively purchasing new products in an attempt to achieve the desired result, ultimately resulting in a multi-billion-dollar industry without noticeable success." So, then going straight into my second main point, being how deadly the process can be to us and other people who commit to them. Regardless of how the process is conducted, the result will always prove to be extremely unhealthy to the person who undergoes them. More alarmingly, and despite popular belief, even the final result is extremely unhealthy and possibly just as unhealthy as the process. Well, as I stated earlier, there are some processes which present a healthy alternative but will not give you the desired result, and there are other methods that do the exact opposite. So the main two and the favorited ways include diet and surgery, one from each category. So, and the reason why I say diet in quotations is because most promoted and advertised diets that come from a specific company will not offer you the results that you want and will ultimately just cut your portion sizes, but the weight loss and figure trim will be minimal. And the other alternative being surgery. And they both share the same result, and ultimately you starve yourselves. Though the scary part still remains that even after people have attained their ideal form, it's still unsafe to live with in the way that they must, in order to maintain it. According to Roberta Seed in her article Too Close to the Bone, the figure we have come to praise represents the lightest 3 to 5% of the population today. And in order to maintain that weight and figure, people are required to stay on the same style of diets with little to no food at all. Because, according to Gawande, who is a surgical intern from 2015, he says, quote, people who put on weight exponentially faster than they will lose it, simply because our bodies were made to prevent us from starvation. So in summation, the goal that people fight for, in fact, defies the very nature we were designed to fulfill. So in conclusion, the weight industry is simply a game of numbers, with little to no acknowledgement of the paradox it presents us with. We either waste our money on methods that are safe for us, or ultimately are ineffective at giving us the result we want, or we undergo radical and unhealthy changes in lifestyle to attain and maintain the bodies we want. The ultimate result being that our hardships lead to profit in the industry of weight reduction. So recapping over my main points being how the weight industry promotes ineffective ways with little odds of success, as well as how deadly the process can be made to people who commit to them. So today I leave to you one more question. How many people in the crowd today are willing to sacrifice comfort for glamour?